Itagi is a small village within the Yelburga Taluk in the Koppal District of Karnataka. It is located around 26 kilometers from Koppal town and 46 kilometers from Gadag. The Mahadeva Temple in Ittagi is one of the showpieces of Chalukyan architecture. This complex has many monuments, the main structure in the middle being the Mahadeva Temple. It is surrounded by many small shrines, a step tank, a matha or Hindu monastery, and a shala or school. There is an inscription slab dated to 1112 AD in one of the temples in the complex. It records that Mahadeva, a commander in the army of the Western Chalukya King Vikramaditya VI, built this complex in his hometown Ittagi. It also notes that Mahadeva built a Murti Narayana temple dedicated to Vishnu named on his father and a Chandaleshwara temple in the name of his mother Chandrika Devi Chandalabbe. He also built a Bhairava temple and a tank named Devi Gare or tank of the goddess in the temple premises. The inscription on this slab also extols the Mahadeva temple as Devalaya Chakravarti or the emperor among temples. Around the main temple, there are 13 minor shrines in the complex. This is the floor plan of the Mahadeva temple, the main temple in the middle. It is built facing east. From west to east, it consists of a Garbhagriha or sanctum, an Antarala or vestibule that connects the sanctum to the closed hall, the Sabha Mantapa. The Sabha Mantapa opens to a small Mukha Mantapa which connects it to a larger open hall, the Maha Mantapa. The Maha Mantapa on the east is an open hall supported by many pillars. It is staggered square in plan, multiple square shapes arranged to create a symmetrical hall with 12 corners. Originally, there were around 60 pillars in this hall. There are 24 full pillars in the center that start from the floor and support the main ceiling of the Mantapa. There were also many half pillars at the edges that rose from the stone benches and supported the slanting portion of the ceiling. Now only a section of those half pillars remain. Design-wise, there are 4 types of pillars: star-shaped, round-shaped, square-shaped, and square-shaped with offsets. The pillars in this hall were set taking into account geometry, symmetry, and aesthetic beauty. The base of these pillars are square and show carvings depicting various Hindu legends from the Vedas, epics, Puranas, and folklore such as Panchatantra. Various forms of Shiva are shown in these carvings, such as Nataraja, Bhairava, and Gajasamhara Murti. Different forms of Vishnu are also shown, such as Keshava, Madhava, Janardana, and Narasimha. Other deities such as Brahma, Ganesha, Surya, Parvati, Mahisasura Kali, Lakshmi are also depicted. Events from normal life, such as a lady teaching her parrot to talk, are also shown. The 4 central pillars in the open hall are star-shaped, and between them there is a raised circular platform. The central ceiling between these 4 pillars is deep and has fretted stonework that showcases the artistic skills of the sculptors of those period. It depicts Nataraja, the dancing form of Shiva. The triangular panels at the corners of the ceiling have decorative foliage and makaras which flow from the mouth of a kirtimukha. This type of stonework is considered to be of the highest quality. The lower octagonal panel of the ceiling also has carvings. In the south direction, the vertical face of this lower octagon has carvings of 5 couples shown sitting with folded hands. They are the family of Mahadeva Dandanayaka who built this temple, and their names are inscribed with their figures. Originally, many of these pillars used to have bracket figures. These small blocks that you see on the pillars would hold slanting female figures, shown dancing or adorning themselves. According to the inscription slab in the temple, these Chitraputrikes or female figures were shown depicting the Navarasas or the 9 emotional states. The open hall leads into the eastern Mukhamantapa. The eastern Mukhamantapa has 2 pillars in the front. At the entrance of the eastern Mukhamantapa, there is a Nandi. The ceiling has an octagon and a deep dome. The main doorway on the east is of Navashakas or 9 bands. These 9 bands are as follows. Band 1 contains lozenge design. Band 2 amorous couples. Band 3 has entwined Naga Naginis. Band 4 has dancers and musicians on pilaster. Band 5 has creeper scroll with lions. Band 6 has amorous couples. Band 7 has dancers. Band 8 has creeper scroll with seated dwarfs. And band 9 has plain creeper scroll. The door jambs are depicted with Shaiva Dwarapalas flanked by male and female attendants. The lintel on top has carving of Gajalakshmi. The pediment has 2 rows of turrets decorated with Dravida Shikara. The eastern Mukhamantapa leads into the closed hall or Sabha Mantapa. The Sabha Mantapa hall has 4 central pillars. The base of these pillars have square blocks decorated with figures of various deities. The central ceiling has inverted lotus bud. This hall has 8 empty framed niches or devakostas. Originally, idols of different deities may have adorned these frame niches. The Antarala or vestibule leading into the sanctum has 2 pillars supporting a well-carved Makara Torana. This Torana has relief carvings showing Nataraja in the middle, Brahma on his left and Vishnu on his right. There is a Nandi in the vestibule. The door of the sanctum is decorated with pancha shakas or 5 bands. The door jambs have Shaiva Dwarapalas and the lintel has Gajalakshmi. The sanctum is square shaped and has a Shivalinga on a circular pita. The Sabha Mantapa has 2 other entrances, on the north and on the south, each with its own Mukha Mantapa. These entrances have 8 pillars. The front corner pillars are star-shaped and the rest are round. Both the northern and the southern doorways are decorated and have 7 bands. The external walls of the temple have carvings of double pilasters topped with turrets with various deities in them. In between these, there are single pilasters topped with turrets. Above this are Kirtimukha figures spitting rolls from their mouth. At some places, these rolls form the window with gaps between them, allowing light inside. The 3 principal niches on the external walls in the west, north and south are empty. There is a Vesara style shikara above the sanctum. It has 4 talas or tires that are old. The remaining part added on top are new and constructed in cement. The top portion of the vestibule has a Sukhanasi, a nose-like projection with an empty kudu in front. This temple complex also has a step well and many smaller shrines, most of them in ruins. The better surviving ones include the Murti Narayana temple on the north side of the Mahadeva temple, built in the name of Mahadeva's father. The other is the Chandaleshwara temple that was built in his mother's name.